What's going on, everyone? Train Freak here, and check out this new building I got here. So if you're curious about it, stay tuned while the locomotive is dropping off a couple of ice bunk reefers, and we will talk about this building and a couple of other changes and additions to the layout. A lot of changes over in Weiner, and so we will get to that here shortly. Alright, so we're going to start this week's layout update, and guys, I know it has been a minute, but you know what? The show is going to continue no matter what. Alright, so this building right here in front of me, this is a John Goforth special. John is my friend. He made this ice dock for me for my birthday, and my birthday was last month, so I did get it on my birthday weekend, but it's very fragile, so I really don't want to touch it. But mainly this whole building here is part of a kit. I think the only thing he told me that he did differently is and these are glued in place, but there's actual chain. He used chain, and he rusted up the chain there, so that way it looks like, you know, they have those hatches open for the ice bunk reefers to go off. He did send me some of these, so he said if I wanted to add any more ice cubes, you can see one's missing, and it's right there coming out. So this over here is completely scratch built. He actually drew it on paper, figured out exactly how he was wanting to do it, and I mean, he went as far as detail. Check out the electrical, and the nice thing about that is this actually has lights. He put lights in it. I just don't have the lights hooked up, and that's the actual wire going from here to here, because there's lights on this as well. But I'm going to tilt this back gently so you can see all of the detail work in there. Some of the stuff came from, I think, Tichy Train Group, or I don't know what it's Tichy something. And I know some of this came from ITLA, which is the same company that I made my Wilson & Company meat packing building out of. I mean, look here, and I mean the hydrant, it sticks out. So he put in an electrical box. I mean, he just did a phenomenal job. Even the window there is really, really good. But yeah, this whole building piece here is scratch built. He said this came part of a kit. I don't know exactly what kit it was part of, but I think he did an amazing job. Let's look on this side. Yeah, you can see the wires right there. But I don't know how well you can see the detail, but I mean, this is just really, really cool. So one of the things that I might do, I might come in here and maybe add a couple of more ice cubes, add some people in there. It's going to be kind of fun to do. I'll have to use tweezers to glue them in place. But I think having a couple of people in there with some of these ice cubes, and I got plenty of ice cubes. Look at that, two full sprues of them. So, but this is the first part of the layout update that I was wanting to share. For those who don't know or are new to the channel, this is what I call the town of Brinkley. This is my Rock Island and Cotton Belt interchange. And so the Rock Island comes in after the Cotton Belt does. And so this is where they could put a couple of reefers to get re-iced for the overnight, so that way the cotton belt could pick them up. Alright, so let's go check out the other part of the layout I've been working on. And I got a pretty huge announcement as far as some things that I plan on changing on the layout. And we're going to start in Weiner. Or it's pretty much, I've started in Weiner. So let's get over to that. Alright, welcome to Weiner. Looks a little different since the last time you saw it. I ended up getting a few more buildings from the train show that I went to. I got more than buildings. But I got these two here. That one said post, or it's the post. And originally this sign was angled at a 45, but it's got a cool little Pepsi Cola thing over there. But I was like, nah, I want it kind of more straight, so I bent the pins to get my sign more straight. Ended up accidentally breaking this sign off, so I'm going to have to re-glue it. But this is another building I got, just generic. I got another one back in there, just generic. And then this one was originally back over there, and I moved it out. That's a Walters kit that I built. But this is another one of the buildings that I ended up getting, and it's missing some windows here, so I'll probably end up doing something with it. And then, of course, we got the Shack-A-Sit Furniture Company, and we have an abandoned building here, which looks really, really cool. So, and I'm thinking about maybe making that one over there abandoned as well. But this is what downtown Weiner is going to look like. So, the main thing that I did was I cut in one big sheet of masonite, basically to kind of fit this whole scene. I might take homers and scoot it out a little bit more and find another piece of masonite and kind of cut around it. I might not real sure yet how exactly I'm going to be doing that. But this is just kind of some workings that I have been, you know, playing with, trying to figure out, because I want this scene shot, which is going to look like this when I get the roads put in. And of course these buildings might not be exactly where they're going to go. It's going to be, I mean, until I get the roads in, of course, which are the Train Junkie specials. And this is just a printed piece here. I've got some actual better pieces like that right there that's on vinyl. That looks really, really good. But yeah, so let's talk about this change. One of the changes I've done in this area is these used to be code 100 re-railers, and you can see there it is over there. And so one of the things that I have decided now that I purchased my first Fast Tracks jig, I've got supplies coming in the way, or on the way, and I'm even going to purchase another jig. But I ended up getting a number 6 turnout for code 83. And so I'm having some issues with some of the Atlas ones, mainly because of the frogs. The cars are wanting to jump. So what I was thinking about doing is starting to make my own turnouts. Well, of course, the jig I got is code 83. Most of my track is 100. So yes, I am going to be in the process of taking out practically 90% of the code 100 track, and we're going to go with code 83. And I went ahead and started here. Now this turnout here, this is a Walters double crossover, or a scissor crossover, mainly because it's got the diamond. And this one's already code 83. So basically from here to that turnout is code 83, and that's been replaced. Now the spur over at Riceland is code 83. So that's going to be okay. However, this is a number 4 turnout. I'm going to end up going to a number 5, which is actually going to change the curvature of the track a little bit. So number 6s are mainly going to be on the main line, mainly for like crossovers and whatnot. Number 5s are going to be either entrances to spurs or in the yard or things such as that. So that's my goal. So I've got another change that I had to do at Weiner, so I'm fixing to go ahead and show you that next. But I wanted to show you that all this code 100 is going to get replaced with 83. Now, if you're asking me, well, what are you planning on doing with your code 100 track? I am going to hang on to it because it's going to serve two purposes. One, it's going to be used in staging because it's much easier to get the cars on a code 100 track than a code 83. So I'll use it for staging, and then I'm also going to use it for the helix. So that's going to be my use. Now, as far as these turnouts and stuff, if anyone is interested in them, let me know. Otherwise, what I'll probably end up doing is just throwing them up on eBay as a bulk lot sale and just try to get rid of them. But one of the things that I can say about the turnouts is there is a little brass screw right there, right above my finger. Or let me use this little screwdriver. Right there is a little brass screw. And that brass screw, it's got a wire soldered underneath, so that way it's frog juiced. So I do have all of my atlases already pre-made with a frog that is ready to be juiced. And of course I was going to use my tortoises to do that. And right now I have decided that, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and go and make my homemade turnouts. So let me show you the other area of some upcoming changes. So give me just a minute. Alright, you can see that we have no more Gamer and Thrones. Even the track has been taken out to up here. I got as far as I could with the cork. So I realized a couple of things. Here's the fascia of the last video I did. See, there's the panel with the buttons, and I even added the return loop. Yeah, look, this is as far as I can reach, okay? Gamer and Thrones is way back there. So, yeah, I'm not going to be able to have an industry way back there. So this was going to be Gamer and Thrones, and then I was also going to have Techno Scrap Company back here. I have decided to make a change. We're going to put the sawmill back in here. And the sawmill is actually going to be a pretty big complex because you've got the main sawmill, you have the wood chip facility, the planer mill, I mean, you name it. It's a big complex. So that's what's going to go here. But one of the problems I have is this turnout should be over here. Because this track, you can see the black line is going to curve. This is the other main that starts feeding into the balloon loop. That turnout should be back here, and it should be kind of feeding in over here, not there. So, yeah, this is going to have to really be taken out. But like I said, I'm already going to be replacing a lot of this with code 83. Now, those two tracks back there I'm going to leave at 100, but I will take that turnout there out and replace it with a, Train Freak Hobbies built code 83 switch. So, which, the back track is going into staging, the other track is part of the balloon loop. One of the things that I have thought about doing is maybe re-rusting the rails with a darker rust. And I might not even fool with it. I really don't know yet. So it just depends on how easy this track comes out. But I will leave this other track as code 100 until it comes out right at the hole. And then I'll transition it back into code 83. And then it will come this way. Just kind of right in this area here, sweep in the front, and then do it that way. Alright, so this is going to wrap up today's layout update. So if you like what you're seeing, feel free to hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up, and of course fill in the bell, so that way you'll be notified as I come out with more updates. Let me say a thank you to my friend John for the birthday present, the ice dock over at Brinkley. So thank you so much, John. That is a really cool building, and let me tell you, man, that thing looks great. So I can't wait to get the lights and stuff wired up and get some scenery around it. Man, that's going to look really cool. Also, thank you to all of my channel members and my Patreon supporters. Your names are going to be mentioning the credits there at the end. So thank you for hopping on the freak train. And other than that, everyone out there, I wish y'all a great week. Be safe out there and happy railroading.